What's up, Juggalos and Juggalettes? This is your boy Juggalotus of FiggleLovers.net back here with the second interview in the Rasslerap Charity Tour series. This time we got a very special guest for you. It's none other than Mad Man Pondo. What's up, man? How you been?
Man, Figgle Lovers, Merry Christmas to you and everybody who's listening. Man, do we got a lot going on this month.
Indeed, you guys do. We got this long tour for the St. John Children's Hospital. What are you guys going to be doing? Any kind of special matches out there that you're going to be involved in?
Well, it's called JCW's Rasslerap Charity Tour, and that's, like you said, the benefit for the St. John's Children's Hospital, which, World Haters fan, get out of here. They give a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But talking about the World Haters fan, the cool thing is ICP and KG, your boy KG, is going to be doing commentary on the stage. I mean, that's worth the price of admission right there. It's worth a toy right there, if you ask me. But, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some of these guys that's going to be in there. My good friend, the Rude Boy, Congo Kong, Weed Man, the JCW Tag Champs, the Riders, Too Tough Tony. But the important part to me is me, Mad Man Pondo, and Crazy Mary Dobson are going to be a tag again for this tour.
That's very tough.
Oh, yeah. We got upset there at the gathering by the Riders, took our belts, but we're not bitter about it. If somebody had to take those belts, thank God it was the Riders.
Definitely a formidable tag team, and a lot of fans liked seeing them win, and a lot of fans hated seeing you guys lose. Of course, for those who may not know what Mary Dobson's been up to, I know that she's still the RPW champ. I know she's done some work with NXT. She's been very, very busy, and it's very nice to see you guys getting back together, tagging out for this tour. So it's going to be great for the fans to come out and see that. Now,
and she did a little bit of R Pro. Don't forget about R Pro.
Definitely.
Ring Honor.
There you go, Ring of Honor. And, one of the things I did want to cover, you're one of the few guys in the business that's been around. You debuted in 1989. You're a 20-year-old kid coming into the business. I know when you initially started training, your initial training was the traditional style, mat wrestling, proper technique, things like that. One of the things that you're known for, at least to JCW fans, is your hardcore style. So beginning your career as a traditional wrestler and transitioning over to the hardcore style, what was it either about the hardcore style that attracted you or made you think that that was the better path for you to be on?
Well, let's be honest. I knew I was never going to have the good body. I wasn't going to have the high-flying skills of a Rey Mysterio, the technical skills of a Dean Malenko, but by God, I could cut my body all across America, Japan, Australia, Germany, Mexico, and leave one out. I don't know. But Australia, But the thing about it is, I was a big tape trader. Do you know what tape trading is, or do I need to?
Please explain for fans that don't know.
All right. Back in the day, before I got into wrestling, my parents was the first one to buy a satellite chipped in my small hometown of Florida, Illinois.
Okay.
So I got all types of wrestling. I got it out of Mexico. I got Mid-Atlantic. I got all this wrestling, and there was a thing called the dirt sheet that would give you addresses that you took the stuff that you had and you would trade with the stuff other people had. They would give you addresses.
Right.
Then Wrestling Review magazine even had a couple of pages of people interested in trading tapes. Well, the tapes that I was most interested in was Puerto Rico's death matches, Japan's death matches. So my two favorites was Mr. Danger Masanaga and then Mr. Pogo. Those two had battled all over Japan. That was my favorite too.
Of course.
So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get into this deathmatch stuff. So I just figured out how to get in there, and I took off with it, and just never stopped up until today. I'm still going.
Definitely.
46 years old. 46 years old. I can't hang with some of the younger kids, but by God, I can knock them out, and still run around them if I need to. So I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you're doing all right. And, looking back at, your long history at JCW, I'm not sure if you're aware of a couple of the numbers that you have as a champion. 494 days as a tag champ. That was comboed with, of course, Mary Dobson and also Necro. And you also have 474 days as a heavyweight champion, which ranks fifth on the list of JCW champs. So
I had no.
Definitely a formidable, opponent, even, at 46 years of age. Now, I noticed that, you had a big span of time that you spent in New Japan. And New Japan has really hit the airwaves, at least here in Arizona. Like every Friday night, they show New Japan wrestling. So a lot of
no, I wasn't in New Japan, buddy. I was in Big Japan.
Right. But the Japanese style, you mentioned Mr. Pogo and gentlemen in that, it is a lot more hardcore and a lot more, even in traditional type matches, than most American fans are used to seeing. While you were over in Japan wrestling, how is that in comparison to JCW? What kind of comparison can you draw for those two?
Here's the biggest comparison. If you have the time and the money, you can go to wrestling every day in Japan.
Okay.
Every day there's a show in Japan. So if you can imagine how many death matches Big Japan had. Here in America, if there was death matches every day, I would have stayed here, but there wasn't. There was death matches almost every day in Japan.
Right.
And you can look at Raji Ito and Jun Kasai's back, and you can tell these guys have been doing it every day.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if it's rougher, but it's definitely more constant. I remember the fans. Big Japan put out a memo to all the factories that if they had any leftover light tubes, because it's a big deal to throw them away over there because they recycle everything and you have to break them down real bit. So Big Japan put out an advertisement saying, "Don't break them down, give them to us."
Right.
And I'm telling you, these guys got boxes and boxes and covered a whole wall full of these boxes of light tubes.
Wow.
So, and they're still getting them today. I was just there earlier this year, and their fans are still bringing those light tubes to them. So, it's just, I would love to say that it's rougher there, but it's not. It's the same there, it's the same here, same everywhere, but it's more constant there. It's almost, like every night of a tour over there. So. Right.
Now, being a hardcore wrestler and being 46, we've seen, the more popular hardcore guys like the Mick Foleys and, Tommy Dreamers, as they age, of course, their bodies couldn't take it anymore. How much longer are we going to see you, man?
I'm not going to quit wrestling until wrestling quits me. And I don't know how to do nothing. In life, nobody else told me how good I was at working at McDonald's or working at a gas station.
Right.
This professional wrestling, I've had people tell me, "Man, you're great at this." So
right.
I'm not going to stop until, the last day of a leg getting amputated or death. One of the big things that'll keep me out of wrestling, but nothing that I've come across now will keep me out of wrestling at all.
Right. And I know you've, kind of evolved a little bit and you're doing a little bit more training of younger athletes coming up, Mary being one of them, being your tag team partner and training with you quite a bit. how is it different for you to go from the trainee to the trainer in the wrestling business?
You know what? That's funny you saying that because Mary is the only one that I have trained. I've had numerous people say, "Hey, will you train me?" Well, you know, monkeys can do what I do.
Right.
I do death matches, and I'm not the type of guy to say, "Yeah, let me train you. Give me $1,000."
Right.
No, I'm honest. And I say, dude, I'm not the guy to train you. You need to save your money and find somebody else.
Right.
But Mary was a special case. I I would love to take credit for being here in Japan, but what I did was I asked my buddy, Craig Classic, I said, what's a female company over there? He gave me a name. I gave the name to Crazy Mary, and she sent her videos and pictures and got herself booked over there herself. And then, spent 3 months, came home. Then they brought her 2 more times for 3 months. So I would say whatever training, this is what I always do. I tell Crazy Mary, I can't train you, but I can definitely stop you from doing the things that I did that was a mistake in the business.
Definitely.
And trust me, it's a full-time job with her. But she's starting to get it. And she realizes what's going on. And with her being so popular at this point, and me not wanting to get out of the wrestling business, but know that I can't keep landing in tubes and on my back for the rest of my life, I have started my own girls company called Girl Fight, and we bring good wrestling to the Louisville, Kentucky, Jeffersonville area, but we've already got a show booked in Ohio. We have, we've booked a show in West Virginia. I've got one in Michigan coming up, hopefully one in Tennessee. I'm just trying to bring good girls wrestling to the scene, and it'll all be Mad Man Pondo put this show on. So when I die, I want to keep on living. I want people to remember me and keep talking about me, and this girls promotion is just one more thing that I've come up with that's going to keep that name alive.
Definitely, and that's very much, becoming very popular. I remember when I started watching wrestling back in the '80s. Girls were valets; they weren't wrestlers. And
Right.
then of course we went through the Attitude Era in WWF back in the day, where China was the first major. She's going to get in and kick your ass kind of girl.
I
But
just met China.
it's definitely nice to see girls like Mary, girls like Becky Lynch. I know that her and Mary have, fought a few times, to start to make that, transition from ring candy to professional wrestler. And it's great that you're bringing that, locally with your, girl fights. Well, not really locally, I should say regionally now. It's great that you're doing that. And for sure, that's going to, let your legacy live on. And man, I tell you, there's enough matches that you've done, Japan, here, your legacy is going to live on. I have no doubt about that.
Well, it's a good time for Mary to get into wrestling because I was sitting at the Full Sail Arena and witnessed in person Bailey versus Sasha Banks, the Iron Woman 30-minute match.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome match. Not so much WWE, but NXT, they're getting it. They realize, let's let these girls go, let's let these girls show what they got. So I think it's a good time for Crazy Mary to be showing her stuff in the business today.
I think it is too. Now, getting back to the tour you're going to team up and tag team, are we going to see any individual matches from you, or strictly tag team on the tour?
I do believe that the first night will be me individually.
Okay.
I'm not even sure who I'm wrestling, but I'm glad you came back to the tour because
Definitely.
I have some breaking news. I have some breaking news for Fago lovers.
All
I don't
right.
know if you know this, but Kevin Gill just hooked me up with this. Not only will ICP and KG be doing commentary, but they're going to have DJ Clay behind them the whole way, shooting his DJ, whatever it is, DJ shooting the music, whatever it is.
Right.
But they have just, and already signed, already known to the Juggalos is Young Wicked.
Yep.
And 2 new acts.
Okay.
Buckshot will be on the tour, and Big Hoodoo.
Hoodoo and Buckshot. That's an exclusive, strictly from you to the Juggalos. Dopeness.
And all of that is on this JCW Rasslerap charity tour, and it's given back to those who need it. Those kids in the hospital. I can't even. I wish I was there when they're going to get their presents.
Right.
Just to see their faces. But let's go even further. 12:10 at Valparaiso, Indiana. That's going to be a Big Shot.
Okay.
12:11 at Sauget or Sauget, Illinois, whichever one you choose. Tomato.
All right.
That's going to be at Pops. 12:12 in Kokomo, Indiana.
Yep.
That's going to be at Center Stage. 12:13 in Columbus, Ohio. That's going to be at the Newport. I love the Newport. 12:16 Glen Gin, West Virginia. That's going to be in the Glen Gin Armory. 12:17 Cleveland, Ohio at the Agora Ballroom. And, of course, 12:18. Another year of the big ballers. This year they're going to have all women wrestling. So I'm looking forward to that.
Very nice. And that's definitely the focus of this tour is giving back to the people that need it. The Children's Hospital is going to be more than appreciative of your efforts and everybody's efforts on this tour. For those who don't know, there's 3 levels of tickets for the tour. Bring toys out for the kids. Come enjoy wrestling. Come enjoy the performances from Young Wicked. Now it's been exposed. Buckshot and Big Hoodoo will be out there as well. CICP and Kevin Gill on stage doing commentary. Just make sure you come check it out and show Mad Man Pondo and Mary the love as tag team, individual, great wrestlers.
You know what? Save that love for those kids in the Children's Hospital.
Definitely.
We know that you love me and Mary, and we appreciate that. But right now, this tour is all about those kids in that hospital, and I want you all to bring a toy and think in your mind, would those kids love this? Dollar Tree, they got them little shit toys. If that's what you can afford,
Right.
get those. But if you can get something, that's really gonna make a kid want to jump out of bed and not be sick anymore, get that.
Definitely. And you guys are putting out a lot of effort into this, and the kids are going to get the love, and man, we are so appreciative of you taking time out of your night to talk to us. Talk to us about the tour, talk to us a little bit about your background. Thank you so much for taking the time. And man, Juggalos, get out there, show the support, show the love, bring the toys. Enjoy the holiday season. Merry Christmas to you from all of us at Fago Lovers. Enjoy the tour, man, and hopefully we'll see you when you're out there.
And also, I'm going to give back to this interview. Everybody pay attention to FagoLovers.com because they are the Juggalo website.
Indeed. FagoLovers.net is the prime spot
I'm .net.
for Juggalos.
I'm so sorry. .net.
When we started, it was .com, and we've progressed to .net now. So, yeah, we love supporting you guys. We love showing love for you guys, and it's been a pleasure being able to talk to you for the few minutes that we've had.
And we appreciate Fago Lovers.
All right. Thank you
Don't
very
forget,
much.
people, JPW's Wrestling Rap Charity Tour. It's all about giving back. So come on out and see all the wrestling, all the singers, and of course, come out and see ICP, Kevin Gill, Fago Lovers, and let's all have a good time and Merry Christmas to everybody.